of the serum foundations, I just got these two new foundations. This is the new L'Oreal True Match Tinted Serum Foundation, and this is the new Lancome Serum Foundation. They're both supposed to be like tinted serum, kind of like hydrating foundations. So I'm gonna do the L'Oreal one on the right side of my face and then the Lancome one on the left side of my face, and then we're gonna compare them to see which one is better. I have dry skin and I live in Canada, so the weather here is really cold. I'm gonna do the same base underneath, which is my Glow Recipe Toner, Charlotte Tilbury Serum, and then Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. And then we're gonna get going to test these foundations. Glow Recipe Toner for my skin base. This is super hydrating and usually it works really well under like all foundations I've used it with. Just literally putting a generous amount on all of my face, forehead area, a little bit dragging it to the neck. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum is the second base product that I'm gonna use today to keep my skin extra hydrated. As I mentioned, I have really dry skin and I live in a cold city, so my skin is extra dry usually, and keeping it hydrated is like important for not making any foundation that I'm trying out get patchy. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I love this moisturizer under all my foundations as well. This is like literally my usual like base skin prep routine, like nothing different than what I usually do. And finally, the Charlotte Tilbury Under Eye Magic Cream. This is the only cream I ever use under my eyes because it's literally so lightweight and doesn't like cause my concealer to pill or crease. I'm gonna be using my MAC 150S foundation brush to blend each side of the foundations that we're gonna use. Okay, L'Oreal on the right side first. Give it a good shake. It has like a dropper kind of applicator, which I actually like. I find that these are very like easy to use. I'm gonna like literally do like a swipe over here and a little bit on the side of my forehead. Okay, let the blending begin. This foundation is super lightweight, very serum-like, which is true to the name. It's blending super nicely. It's kind of giving like my skin but better. Now applying foundation number 2, Lancome Serum Foundation. It has a pump applicator. We're gonna do the same amount, so like literally one line here, another line here, and a tiny bit on my forehead. I'm blending it with the same foundation brush from MAC. Color wise, this one is giving a little bit darker than this one, but it's also feeling really lightweight. I think that this one does have a little bit of a thicker consistency than the L'Oreal one for sure, but it is blending super nicely as well. In terms of coverage, I feel like the Lancome side definitely has more coverage than the L'Oreal side. The L'Oreal is really causing my skin to like peek from underneath, but this is giving like a light buildable coverage. I feel like this could be even buildable to a medium on the Lancome side. To give a very unbiased opinion, I'm going to be using the Nude 6 concealer, which is not affiliated with either brand, so that I'm not like judging just like the brand on itself, like because of the brand name kind of thing, you know. I am gonna set my under eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury powder and then set around my mouth area. I don't usually like using a lot of powders with my makeup recently because my skin is on the drier side and I like to keep like a dewy kind of finish. And since both those foundations are serum foundations, so they do have like a more like dewy hydrated kind of look to them anyway. So far they're both looking really good. I actually like both of them. They're both like lightweight. One of them has more coverage than the other. The L'Oreal side I would say is definitely more dewy and glowy than the Lancome side. It's still like glowy, but it's not like as glowy as the L'Oreal side. Does that make sense? Which I think has to do with like the coverage as well. Since this is of a higher coverage than the L'Oreal side, it makes a lot of sense that it's not as glowy as the L'Oreal one would be. So I finished doing my makeup right now. I set my face with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and this side has the L'Oreal on it, this side has the Lancome. Overall, I like both of them. I think I'm gonna be reaching out to both of them like pretty like equally. I'm gonna actually report back by the end of the day to like do a wear test of how well each side wore and if they are actually worth it. So far though, I think for every day I'm gonna be reaching for the L'Oreal more often just because it's more glowy and natural and kind of like makes my skin peek through it a little bit more than the Lancome side. As promised, we are doing a wear test. It's currently 6:30 p.m. I put the foundations on at 2 p.m. the L'Oreal side versus the Lancome side. I don't know if you guys can see, but the L'Oreal side has gotten a little bit oily. The Lancome is not as oily, kind of held up a bit better, but that makes a lot of sense because the L'Oreal side was a lot glowier to start with. Not sure how clear this is going to be, but it's currently 8:45 p.m. The sun is literally out, so I had to set up my artificial lights to show you guys the update. But yeah, so far like this is kind of like coming off a little bit. Like I did need to touch it up throughout the day. I just came back from walking my dog also, like I was outside and doing things, so this is how it's wearing like throughout. Overall, I like them both, but for different reasons. Like if I was looking for a long wear foundation that has a little bit higher coverage, I would go for the Lancome one. But if I was looking for an everyday on the go like glowy type foundation and I didn't care about it like wearing all day long or like a lot of coverage, then I would go for the L'Oreal one for sure. And yeah, that was like literally it. I hope you guys liked this video, and please leave me a comment down below of what you thought about this, and I'll see you in my next one.